Welcome to the Daily Debrief. I'm Jordan Gartner, and today's leading headline is students returning to class. Reporter Sean DeLancey has details on a local academy that is expanding its program this year. Sean, what is this academy that is being described as a microschool?
Yeah, Jordan. So this is a pretty cool program. It's called the Southern Nevada Urban Micro Academy, or SNUMA for short. It was established by the city of North Las Vegas, mainly pushed by Councilwoman Pamela Goings-Brown from Ward 2. And it was established at the beginning of the pandemic because everybody was being sent to distance learning, and that was very disparate. Everybody felt kind of lonely. There was not a whole lot of structure to the education for these students. So this is a micro school. And what a micro school really is you take a bunch of different students from maybe different grade levels or different experiences, and they're learning on their own, on their computers, distance learning, and you have a qualified instructor in the same small group room with them, guiding them along the way. So it provides a little bit more structure than just sending them out, putting a kid in front of a laptop and saying, learn, but at the same time, it keeps them in these small groups. And it's had a lot of success so far up in North Las Vegas.
And it sounds like it is a real school. So kind of explain a little bit more about that, maybe its location and maybe what new classes are being added.
Yeah, there are two locations up in North Las Vegas, and they have multiple rooms to keep kids separate and spaced as the Delta variant continues to spread. And the city of North Las Vegas, Pamela Goings-Brown specifically, told me in the last week or so that they had received a lot of feedback from parents who were like, we don't know how we would have done this. We would have worked at the same time that we were trying to teach our kids. You know, I still go to work. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but the Micro Academy gives them a place to go. They were like, please bring this back. Even before we saw the Delta variant begin to spread, and we thought that kids were just going to go back to normal education for a period there. And so instead of just being like, okay, we're going to bring the same thing back, Goings-Brown and the city of North Las Vegas decided that it was a good idea at this point to make it bigger. And so what they did is they expanded into teaching kindergarten as well. So that's now available for kindergarten age kids to take advantage of the Southern Nevada Urban Micro Academy. And they're adding a STEAM program. And that's because Goings-Brown was like, you know, we're trying to teach these kids for jobs that they don't even exist yet. And the only way that we can do that is by laying a foundation in STEAM education in terms of like the tech field, data fields, things along those lines. And that's really exciting for parents in the area in terms of having that extra layer added to it.
And of course, you've spoken to parents here and students. What's some of the feedback that you are hearing about the learning experience?
Yeah, one thing that's cool about this story in particular is I talked to one parent, Patricia Farley, who didn't take advantage of the Southern Nevada Urban Micro Academy specifically, but did enroll her kids in micro schooling at the beginning of the pandemic, because she was one that was like, I own a business, I'm an essential business, I can't shut down and educate my kids at the same time. So she took all four of her kids and put them into micro schooling, and she was super excited at the beginning of it. One thing that I found interesting when I got back with her here a year and a half later, she was so excited going into it, but she said that it really depended on the kid as to how successful the program was. And I've heard the same thing about SNUMA. For Farley herself, one of her kids, who was always like a DF student, really didn't like traditional learning, turned it all around, started getting ABs when she got into micro schooling. Another one of her daughters hated micro schooling, so the structure wasn't there. She needed traditional learning, so Farley put that daughter into a private school. And so it really does come down to the success level to, is it right for that particular family, for that particular student? And that's the option that SNUMA provides for parents and students.
And if parents are interested in actually enrolling their kids and their students, is there a cost? Where should they go?
Yeah, it is free to enroll in SNUMA through the city of North Las Vegas. And we have a link over on our website, ktnv.com, that will bring you directly to the enrollment page, or you can go to the city of North Las Vegas's website and track it down from there.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Sean, for joining us. And as you heard, his entire report is live right now on ktnv.com. For now, stay with us for more local news streaming right here on KTMV.